Hey everybody. Thanks for coming out. So, she pronounced my name Yasmin. I don't want you to guys all just, fight the urge to call me Jasmine, because that is not my flipping name. Okay, it's Yasmin. I'm going to also answer some questions that you might have. Where's Aladdin? Princess Jasmine, where's Abu? I'm going to say kindly, I left him at your mom's house last night. She was screaming their names. Wow. That's something a man would say. But now I can. Hashtag gender equality. Where are the ladies in the room? Where are the ladies in the room? So we celebrated the Women's March last week. Momentous occasion. Or I like to call it the real X Factor, because it's the double X factor. Or what Trump would call open season. But I'm really feeling this time in history. I'm sick of the assaults. I'm sick of the harassment, the mansplaining. Hashtag me too. Hashtag time's up. Until I get pulled over by a cop. Then it's damsel in distress. All the way. She's become a big puddle of I don't know. Ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over? You know how fast you were going? No, I don't know. I wasn't reading the signs. I don't know. Was I driving? Am I driving right now? Ma'am, what do you do for a living? I'm a lawyer, maybe? Sometimes. Seems like a pretty capable reader. Seems like you can read. I do the same thing in my marriage as well. So, I believe in gender equality. I believe in equal partnerships, a give and take, until it's about taking the trash out. That is a male job. That is my husband's job. Gender equality ends at the rent check. He's gonna pay the rent too, for sure. That's definitely gonna happen. But my husband does it to me too. So I'll be working a really long day, and I come home and he's just staring at me blankly. Blankly. So, are you gonna make anything? What's for dinner? I'm like, really? You're incapable of getting food? He's like, gender equality ends at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But he's actually a really supportive husband. He really is. He's like, when you blow up like Cocoa Puffs, I'm gonna become a Manny. I'm like a male nanny? He's like, yeah, a male nanny. I'm like, could have sworn when you take care of your son, that's just being a father. When you're home, you're just a dad, man. But, he is supportive, and when I think about my own father, he was all about equality. He actually raised me and all my brothers to be completely equal. And I know that might explode some of your minds. Not that kind of explode. I really thought that Aladdin joke got that out of the room, but you know who you are in the room. And, he would always tell me, look, my children don't cry. Every single time I was crying. My children don't cry, they are strong. I was like, I'm pretty sure kids cry. Especially girls. He's like, no, there is no difference between a girl and a boy. They're all spiritually wealthy. I'm like, Dad, I think that's a euphemism for poor. I think you mean we're poor. When my husband came to my parents' house, I was pretty scared about it, because my husband is actually Afghan, Afghanistan Afghan. It's a lot. There's got some Afghans in the room. I like their representation. I'm Arab. I'm half Egyptian, half Libyan, so I'm North African, and those are two separate continents. For those of you who are not aware, we don't speak the same language. People ask me oh, it must be really hard to have in-laws that don't speak your language. It must be, you can't communicate. And I'm like, yeah, right. We can't communicate. It's perfect. I would recommend it highly. to all of you to clear up all your problems. So I like told my dad, I was like, hey, I kind of like interested in this Afghan guy. He's like, right? And I'm like, like Afghanistan, scary. He's like, right, like Afghanistan. He's from Fairfax, Virginia, yes? Yeah, that's right. So my husband will try to like do things around the house and get credit for them, but he doesn't do them totally like right. So men do this. They like to get credit for things. Like so I'll get to my dad, but when my husband cleans up the house, he's like, "Did you see I picked up after myself? Did you see I picked up my socks? I cleaned up. Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're not a squirrel, right? Like you're a human being. What, you want a medal for that?" He's like, "I did the laundry." And I'm like, "Where is the laundry? In the washing machine?" I'm like, That's an attempt. That is not doing the laundry. You do not get a gold star. And my dad will do it to my mom too, My dad will be like, "Hey, I wash the dishes for you, okay? I dish it up for you. I wash it." Mom's like, "Oh, thank you. Oh, really? Who put the thing on the dish? Who made the dish? I make the dish. You thank me for the dish. I don't thank you. Hashtag time's up." I know, she's fierce. My mom is amazing. She's one of these people that taught me to be really strong, but also very judgmental. God bless her. She comes into my house and she doesn't say that anything's wrong. She just refolds all of the clothing. I just thought it needed some refolding, some color coding. You're not very good at doing these things. My mom just looked at curtains and she was like, "I would make these," and she made curtains for the entire house. She's like one of these people that does. She's insane. God bless her. So, anyways, I'll end by saying when Hyder came to the house, my parents, they put him through a hell of a lot. You can look at my other comedy to figure out all the feats, the Herculean feats that my husband had to do to marry me. But in the end, they just asked him. They said, "Look, do you know about her law degree? You still want to marry her? A degree in arguing? Is this good for you? Is this what your people do? Okay, perfect. You are engaged. Hashtag gender equality." Thanks, guys.